Sweet morning, divine angels. Did you discover that you just need one affirmation which can cover all the affirmations that you need to bring the best out of you? Only one affirmation is just good enough. Good enough. One affirmation is just good enough. And it's not just I am enough. You just add that little more, the 4-letter word before enough. I am good enough. You know, the topic that I chose to discuss today is conscious conditioning. Conscious conditioning of you. When I talk about you, it covers anything and everything that you could think about you. It's not your brain, your mind, your body. It's about you, the driver of this car, the driver of this vehicle, the one where you're sitting right now, the vehicle that you are. Look at yourself. Literally, look at yourself. Look at your hands. Look at your legs. They're the wheels of that vehicle. Yeah. Look at everything that you can look at yourself right now. If there's a mirror in front of you, you can look at that mirror also. That mirror also looks at you. That image that on the other side of the mirror also looks at you. And you tell yourself that I am good enough. Touch every part of your body. You can do it right now, as I am doing it right now. I do it many times throughout the day. And I just tell myself I'm good enough. When I talk about I'm good enough, I actually connect myself with myself. You know, you are not your body, you are not your mind. You are that point of light, you are that energy, that powerful energy, which is controlling everything inside your body. You are that energy which is controlling your thoughts. You are that energy which is controlling your mind. You are that energy which is controlling which hormone to flow. You are that energy which is controlling whether you will get angry or you will be happy all the time. You are that energy which is making a choice what you are going to interpret when something happens in your life. Every event which is happening in your life right now, including the conversation that we are having right now, you are the energy who is making a choice what you want to listen, what you want to interpret. And you are good enough to do that. You are good enough to empower yourself. You are good enough to encourage yourself. You are good enough to motivate yourself. You are good enough to inspire yourself. You are good enough to become good enough whenever you think you are not good enough. Replace you are with I am. And now say the same things which I just said. I'm good enough to empower myself. I'm good enough to encourage myself. I'm good enough to motivate myself. I'm good enough to inspire myself. I'm good enough to make myself good enough whenever I think I'm not good enough. You know, conscious conditioning is all about consciously conditioning every aspect of yourself. And when I'm saying yourself, it's your self. It's not the one word yourself. It's two words yourself. It's like myself. It's not myself. Till date, whatever your age is, you can replace that concept of age with another very powerful concept where aging vanishes. And the powerful concept is I have traveled around the sun so many times. Now, when you say you have traveled around a place so many times, it has nothing to give you a feeling of whether you're aging or not. You can change the way you look at things by asking people, how young are you? Or how young your parents are, how young he is or how young she is, instead of asking how old. See, did you notice the sorry, you should notice the conscious conditioning? So most of the time, the conscious conditioning happening without your consciousness, without your awareness. A simple change in word can change the conditioning of yourself, of the other person about you, also about them. Ask somebody how young you are, and immediately that person will start feeling young, whatever his age is. Ask that person how many times you have traveled around the sun. They won't know what you're talking about at that point of time. They will be surprised what you're asking. Then you can explain. Time that the earth takes to make one revolution around the sun is 1 year, 365 days. So that is just a number, that is just a biological age. Many times you have heard about people saying age is only a number. It's the age of your biological body, your biological existence. If you just replace words, imagine how you're conditioning yourself now. Like I'm 54 years young, and at the same time, I've traveled around the sun 54 times. I look up at sun and tell him or her, whatever. I said, just make sure I travel around you for another 50 times. The biological limitation of age inside your mind, the way you have conditioned it so far, that vanishes. 80-year is not old now. 80-year is the new young. 60 years is a new young. 70 years is a new young. Don't make or help people think that they are old, even when they are at that early age. Change the way. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And when things you look at change, you start conditioning yourself in a completely new dynamic way with full conscious awareness. It really doesn't matter how you have conditioned yourself till now. Because whatever you have done till now is your past. It has already become past. It's not even present. It has become past. We have used this beautiful, this small phrase, I am not good enough, many times for explaining many things about yourself. I'm not good enough in this, I'm not good enough in that. And then NLP gave us a beautiful word, said you just add a comma and then a space and then YET. And what happens when you say I'm not good enough in this or that? It gets into a mode of a new tense, which was not explained in the grammar. And this new tense is permanent tense. As if you're telling yourself that I was not good at this, I was not good enough at this, I'm not good enough at this even right now, and I won't be good enough in this in the future also. That's how you convert it into a permanent tense. I'm not good enough. And by simply adding a comma yet, what you do, you just put it in the past. But that's not enough. What you need to do is you need to change that condition, which has already happened with you over so many years. Consciously. So far, it has happened unconsciously. You were not even aware of it. You were unconscious to this conscious conditioning which was happening inside you. Notice carefully what I'm saying. Your consciousness was conditioning yourself, and you were unconscious about it. This conscious conditioning was your incompetence till you got to know about it, and you were unconscious about it. And there's so many areas in your life which now you can see that you have declared yourself that I am not good enough. Let me tell you, you don't even need that yet. You don't even need that yet now. You can simply say, I am good enough instead of I am not good enough. That is where the transformation begins. You can transform yourself. You can use Milton model language patterns right away, right now. Connect with the consciousness, breaking all the barriers of meta models of listening, deletion, distortion, generalization, breaking all those barriers and directly connecting with the subconscious. Think slow, think less, think smart. This is an example of that. I am good enough to do that. Yes, I am good enough to do that. It's as simple as that. I only need to replace that not. Isn't it the smartest way of doing things? When you're saying I'm not good enough, comma yet, it becomes past, but it also comes with a full stop. And the immediate next question is, so what? Or what's next? Because your subconscious is now looking for an opportunity. How I'm going to condition myself now onwards. Okay, I got this message. So put a full stop by saying not, by saying yet, but what next? I want something to carry on. And that something is I am good enough. You just start saying so. And do not add any iota of doubt after it. You condition yourself. You don't need to condition anything else. You don't even need to condition your brain. You don't need to condition your mind. You don't need to condition your body. You don't need to condition anything. You just need to condition yourself consciously. Make a conscious connection with yourself and start conditioning it in a dynamic new way, something that you have never done in your past, or you may have done in your past, but you are not even aware of it. Awareness makes all the difference. That's what NLP is all about, the difference that makes the difference. And what is the difference that our mentors are talking about? Awareness. Just be aware, observe and be aware. And to observe and be aware, the only thing that you need to do is think slow, think less, think smart. Talk slow, talk less, talk smart. SMS. SLS. Slow, less, smart. It's only then you can identify what's going on. The brain has two parts as far as speed is concerned, slow brain and fast brain. Most of the activities are taken care of the fast brain. And many times we don't have much control on the slow brain until you and I are forced to do that. However, taking control of it without being forced to do that. However, keep it in control throughout the day. How about that? So with this new awareness, the awareness that I'm sharing with you, this is the truth. And it's not like that, it could be like that, it may be like that. It is like that. So let us just do a quick recap. What you and I can do to make things good enough for us in every possible way, no matter what. Step one, consciously connect with yourself and stay in that conscious connection as long as possible. And to do that, you need to think slow, think less, think smart. That's the starting point. Think slow, think less, think smart. Talk slow, talk less, talk smart. In the process, your thoughts will slow down and your count of thoughts will also come down. You really do not need to think 60 to 70,000 thoughts which are coming in your way every day. The more you reduce your number of thoughts, the more you're in control of yourself, because most of these thoughts are waste thoughts. They're useless thoughts. That's what meditation helps you to stay connected with yourself. That meditation is all about that. How much you are in control of yourself, how much you are in connection with yourself. All right. So if when you think slow, think less, think smart, you're automatically in a state of meditation. You don't need to work hard to be in a state of meditation. जरूरी नहीं कि हर बार आपको you are every time you have to sit straight, close your eyes, take control of your breaths, and then the meditation starts. You can meditate throughout the day. That's what I do. And you know how I do that now. You are getting some idea. Yes, it's possible. You only need to stay consciously connected with yourself. So step one, think slow, think less, think smart. Step two, talk slow, talk less, talk smart. Step three, this will allow you to stay in conscious connection with yourself. with yourself. The being that you are, the energy that you are, the consciousness that you are. Stay in conscious connection with that consciousness. And then use these four word phrase, I am good enough. To anything and everything where you want to improve yourself, to anything and everything where you want to condition yourself. Start conditioning yourself. And as you start conditioning yourself, if you just practice it simply for a day today, I'm telling you the kind of experiences that you will have. At least you will never forget this 6 letter word Pinaki for the rest of your lifetime. I can guarantee you that. Because I know what is happening with you right now. You are going through transformation. You can never go back to the same state where you were before we started this session today. That's what transformation is all about. You become a new you. You start enjoying this new you every moment of time. Even when we are going through rough stages of your life, you'll still enjoy it. Because you know that it is rough stage according to your definition of ROUGH, quote unquote. In reality, it is just a situation. You need to condition yourself. Replace that word rough with not so smooth, and you conditioned. You made it smooth. And I'm good enough to do that. I'm good enough to transform anything and everything which is happening in my life, because it's only a matter of how I'm interpreting it using the vocabulary that I have, using the Shabdkosh that I have. It's my choice, and I'm good enough to choose the words which I want to choose to keep myself in a state where I'm always experiencing life from a completely different dynamic way. My experience of life is so elevated, so elevated, so elevated that I'm always at the top of things. And I'm good enough to be there anytime, whenever I want, because it's my life, my thoughts, my brain. And that's where the conscious conditioning starts. And I'm telling each one of you angels, you are divine angels. And once you do that, you can help others also do that. Go out, get in touch with every person in your life, elevate them to their highest conscious level, guide them how they can consciously control, consciously condition their thoughts. सबसे बड़ा योग क्या कहेंगे लोग, क्या कहेंगे लोग, when we help them to connect their conscious awareness and help them to condition and themselves with full conscious awareness. क्या कहेंगे लोग? They will say, this is what I learned from Pinaki, and I'm going to teach it to you. And it has nothing to teach about it. It's all about being aware. I'm aware, I can make you aware. That's it. Better you be aware. You can heal yourself. How? By consciously conditioning yourself. It starts from you. Okay? So, angels, with this new awareness, what do you see possible for yourself now? Stay in that awareness. Make your life amazing, honestly. Make your life only amazing. Not just a moment or the day. Make your life amazing in every possible way. And when I'm saying in every possible way, I actually mean every possible way. Look around you. Let people do their judgments. But you can still approach them and you still tell them that you're good enough to say all the good things in your life, to talk about all the good things in your life. जरूरी नहीं है कि आपको हमेशा दूसरों के अंदर जो बुराइयां हैं उसको आइडेंटिफाई करना. If you are good at that, if you are good enough to do that, you are good enough to do the other thing also. Just the opposite also. And every time when you point out good things about others, you raise yourself at a higher level, at a higher frequency level. And imagine when you're doing it throughout the day. What is happening? You are meditating throughout the day with full conscious awareness. You know that you are meditating. You're always in that elevated state. The moment you discover that you're not there, you only need to just say, I'm good enough. And you're there, you're back there. It's actually very easy to meditate. बहुत आसान है meditate कर. खाली अपने आप को यही बोलना है, I'm good enough to meditate. Simple. And I'm good enough to keep myself in that elevated state throughout the day. I don't need to pick up a time to meditate. I'm already consciously connected with myself. Think with this new awareness what to see possible for yourself. Make your day amazing. Make your life amazing in every possible way. No matter what, whatever it takes. And just to give it a shot, do it for the day. At least be in that state of mind for today till you go to bed tonight. Kal ka kal dekha jayega. And I know you're good enough to do that as well. You only need to tell yourself, yes, Pinaki, I'm good enough to do that as well. I was not aware of it, now I'm aware of it. And not only that, I'm also good enough to stay that way as well. It's not that I am good enough to be in that state. I'm good enough to keep myself in that state as well. The only difference, I was not aware of it earlier. Now I'm aware of it. The transformation has already happened. Thank you. Thank you so much.